Okay, it's Tuesday with a difference. Yes, welcome to the 23rd of July 2024. How has Monday been so far to you? Today we are here, Tuesday. The week is almost running. So once you get to Tuesday, you know that the week is gone. Yes, but one thing I observed, the roads are free. Yes, because the kids are on holiday. Welcome to Family and Values on Galaxy Television, where we are reaching out for the stars. Family and Value is a show where we talk about everything that has to do with family. Your family, my family, your relationship, my relationship, your kids and my kids. We talk about health, we talk about dating, we talk about everything. Just mention it. Everything that talks about family. Like I used to say, every family is the bedrock of a society. Everyone out there came from a family, whether you like it or not. Yes, that person you're accusing actually came from a family. My name is Joy Abu. Okay, Princess Joy Abu. I want to be intentional about the princess. Okay. We are streaming across all our social media platforms. Please download the Galaxy mobile app so that you can watch us on the go. So this morning, the note I want to bring to you is just very, very simple. Happiness. Happiness is key. Whether you like it or not, it's important for you as an individual to stay happy, to stay good. Now, the good thing about happiness is it goes alongside with joy. Happiness comes because as a result of something you just had, but joy is everlasting. You need the Creator, you need your God to remain joyful even in the midst of chaotic situations. You need to remain calm and be happy. Yes, that's my name, Joy. Be joyous this morning. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Don't look at what is happening around you. The kids are home shouting, let's get into your room, play music, dance. When they finish, they'll definitely come back and come around, you know. Okay, yes, it's always Tuesday with our difference. I'm kind of excited this morning, you know, just saying it, joy radiates from the inside to the outside. So remain joyful all through the day. Now to parents, let me say this, please, please, please. Last week we talked about safety and we gave you safety tips that will help you this holiday. Please, as you step out of your house, leave proper instruction. Be intentional about what you want the kids to do. Set rules. Yesterday, our guest talked about family values. This is the time to remind them about family values that you have installed. That structure you have kept down, it's now to put all of that in place. Okay, I'm not in the studio alone, you know, because I'll always be here with my beautiful better half, looking all stunning. Let me hold it there, big. Let's give it up for Lori. Good morning. You said I didn't want to describe. I said, let me hold it there so that it won't look as if you just said everything. You're beautiful. You're beautiful.
You know the fact that you can wear a big earring.
Yeah, you get.
Sometimes when I have the opportunity, I tend to just push it aside. I'm like, wow, this is stupid.
Well, then, because I have a broad shoulder, so I can carry it. Yeah.
I also think that
No, not as big as mine. It's not just a thing to put on big earrings. Yeah.
Once in a while, when you say wait, it's because I'm forced to. I would say, I would like to wear it. I said, I'm sorry. Sometimes I just want to make it. It's a beautiful morning, and early morning is another beautiful moment to be cheerful. And it can make you to be extremely obnoxious about yourself. So early morning cheerfulness can bring extreme obnoxiousness to you. It makes you feel like, you know, you are refreshed, you're renewed. It's another opportunity for you to be cheerful. If you're cheerful, it goes a long way to make your day super top notch. You know, sometimes even when you don't have any time in your pocket, when you just have this satisfaction and this desire that I know it's not going to be like that. It's a hope, it's a faith that can actually help you to get whatever it is that you are hoping for. As long as you are not lazy, don't go and sit down somewhere and say, no, you said when I sit down in one place and I just hear food. Sometimes it can also make people laugh. And
Yeah, that's true.
And they are just happy and like, wow, this is the kind of person I've been. What inspires you? And you start talking about yourself before you know it, breakfast will come. Okay, what do you really do? Do you think I can, come in to help you? What can you do? It goes a long way.
It goes a very long way. It does. It goes a very long way.
Before you know it, someone will be there to help you.
Definitely.
Like they will say, you don't need many people.
Nah, I've come to realize that funny enough, you just need one person to put you and set you in that right track, and you're good to go. Serious.
Just like what we're discussing, God will help us in Nigeria.
He will.
My name is Remain Oluwa Jokia. David, my friends call me Olori AJ, and the program is a Family and Values. Please join us on all our social media platforms. Like, follow, subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's going to be a wonderful day today because it's always a Tuesday with a difference.
Yeah, Tuesday with a difference. Yeah, of course. It's still my birthday week, my birthday month. No, but it's the truth. It's my birthday month. I'm still accepting birthday gifts. And yes, we'll just say bye-bye to July and welcome in August. Yeah, we're walking to August. It is.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
So what have you been doing with these children on holidays?
Okay, firstly, Ella came down with temperature yesterday. I guess probably it's the weather. So I guess it's the weather, but then she's fine, she's cool. So for now, they are just resting because summer begins next week for them. So they'll definitely be going for summer. But these few days, it's not been easy. It's like they just opened one set of their boy, and so the food is just entering, and you're asking like, hello, where did this food enter, But it's expected anyway, so parents should expect it, that definitely this holiday,
They should be ready, like I said.
yeah, be ready.
You have to be ready. You have to be very ready.
Very, very ready.
Make sure you have snack.
Very important.
Natural snack.
Very important.
Not just biscuits and sweets. When I mean natural snack, you have kuli kuli, you have granules, you have chin chin. At home. If you make it yourself, it's better.
Now you see, now that's the problem. The process of making it yourself. That is where. So you just need to be intentional. Sacrifice one weekend. Just do everything. Pack it inside bowls and just keep it for them. Tag it. Yeah.
Because another person, like Princess Joy, can eat my chin chin.
Yeah, I'm very good at snacking.
The same thing happens to children, but children are so trained and they're so disciplined that whatever they see their name on, they take
it seriously.
And they know that for this person to have put my name, it simply means you know me, you acknowledge me. And I am grateful that they see anything that has their name, they wear and carry it with
so much grace, with so much grace.
A long way. So
yes.
I'll shout out to Baba and Jola, like the wife will call him Deni Olayinka Ejire. Happy birthday to you from all of us here. And like we always tell you, sending your beautiful wishes to your husbands, to your loved ones, to your children, to your best friend. It's always
that person you celebrate them now that they are alive. Now, put their pictures, send it. We'll definitely give that shout out. That's what family is all about, Family is all about sending love. Yeah, sending love. So when I was coming to work this morning, something happened. Now, a false man just used, out of anger, and broke a driver's side mirror.
wow.
Now, the reason being that he wanted to cross the road and the driver wasn't seeing. So before he could even flag the driver down, the man had. And I felt like, is it because you have a gun? Like, I don't understand. Like, you just came out and and the driver just told the driver, I said, okay, don't worry, be going. Because there are certain things you see and reacting, he broke the side mirror of the driver. And I told him, I said, sometimes certain things happen to you, you don't need to react negatively, just pass. so that you avoid
not
stories
because
that
you don't
touches.
know what
Yes, to avoid stories that touches
let
the
it
heart.
just go.
Let it just go. You don't know what you're saving at that moment, but
And it's
you
not
know.
because you are scared.
It's not because you're scared. You know what to do. You know everything, but you just let it go. So what am I saying? Don't put your frustration on people this morning. As you're going to work, see, if you're frustrated once you're stepping out of your house, have a different mindset. But that's just the truth, because I see a lot of people passing out frustrations on the road. You enter and you tell somebody, please adjust, and the person just bursts out.
You know, people will take
Do you
advantage
understand?
of, if I cannot face K now,
I have to transfer it.
I'm not transfer when I get outside.
No.
Some leave home, cannot face their husband. They will come outside
And you know, put everything on you. They now transfer it.
And say all the amazing work you can think of.
They now move it to the man.
Accidentally, because the mouth sees more than the heart, it can actually match up.
Yes, with what they've said.
And the man will like eruption of.
And then move it and no. So please.
Let's be careful.
Yeah, let's be
Words
careful.
Are waiting. Just like the Bible said, the power of life and death.
Is in the
Is in the tongue. So
tongue.
let's watch it.
Let's watch it.
Let's move on.
Okay, yes, we had to give you that so that you would prepare yourself for the show this morning. Okay, let's go on our mini feature. When we return, our guest is handsomely seated to do justice to our topic this morning. Trust me, it's going to be very educative and interesting one. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. That was our mini feature, and we will be discussing single parenting by choice. Is it good or bad? Now, you know, over the times, we've dedicated Tuesdays where we talk about single parenting, probably as a result of you losing one of your spouse, or circumstances happen to you, heartbreak, they said you break fast, or you became a baby mama. But today we want to talk about those that deliberately decided, I want to be a single parent. That's the conversation we will be having today. And we have no other than our own very own seasoned, well-articulated, handsome guest. He's not new to the family. He's not new to the fellowship. He's part of the fellowship. Yes, he is a public analyst of business strategies and the CEO of Rainbird Nigeria Limited. He is our very own person. Let's give it up for Godwin Robinson. Okay, so today he came in looking all suited, and I don't want to talk too much. I was expecting the white. You know, we are used to the white.
You know,
today you came all suited and so.
He has always looked stunning anytime it comes to like native or in corporate wear. So I think it's all about the look. And
today this is the first time it's coming in on corporate wear. I don't know, that money we have chosen. After this, I'll help you with your briefcase. Oh. Don't forget. I'm just telling you, that briefcase I'm holding. It's so good to have you. It's so good to have you in our fellowship this morning.
As a family.
Very good, you're doing well.
Yeah,
no, he's doing well. You don't need to ask. He's doing well.
No, we still need to ask.
He's doing well.
Thank you very
I'm doing a good job on him. He's doing well.
I don't understand that.
I am a very good job. At least I check up on him always. I'm doing a very good job. Okay. Welcome to the show. Now today we are talking about single parenting by choice, and we are focusing on those single parents that decided to go for IVF. Okay, I'm tired of heartbreak. I've decided I want to have a child. You know, and then they go through the process, and then for men, they become egg donors. Some will say, okay, I want a surrogate, I want these, and maybe because they've had a lot of heartbreak, no, they can't be in a stable relationship, and they say, okay, you know what, let me have a child of my own. Even if I'm not married, I don't want a partner, I just want to have my own child. So I want to look at that set of single parents this morning. But my very first question to you is, now for somebody to toe that line, okay, I decide that I don't want a relationship, I don't want a partner, I want to have a baby. We know a very popular celebrity that went through that process, you know. I want to have a baby, I want to take care of this child myself, I want to do everything. Now, what are the good sides and the bad side to that particular decision you take, or any individual would decide to take?
Okay. Thank you very much. And I think that's a beautiful question.
Thank you.
Especially when we are living in a changing times and the norms are being shifted and the parameters are being shifted in our society. We are beginning to see things differently. People are beginning to toe different lines. And then parenting is also not excluded from that. It's also affected. And some people want to parent, but then they don't want the normal traditional pattern. That's what you're saying now. And they want to follow it through another route. That's okay. But I will say this, the society has actually configured most of us to live and attach.
Leave and attach.
Leave and attach. That's the societal configuration.
Yes. You see, Africa is still wobbling between traditional society, religious society, and then we're also anticipating the scientific society. Within the scientific society environment, you can do a lot of things and get away with it. The parameters are set by science, morals are reduced, and a whole lot of things. It's about you, it's about your happiness, it's about your job. But Africa, in African context, is very, very different. You just pointed out a celebrity now who did that, and of course we know. But now we all see her, before the camera, but nobody knows how happy is she, and nobody knows how good is that. But you see, we all make decisions, and we have to live by our decisions. Now, if somebody decides to be a single parent by choice, it is a decision. Every decision has its backside,
definitely, everything.
Negative side. It's a decision. It is okay, but then there are some things also you have to check. Like when you want to build a house, then you sit down and you calculate the cost. What are you going to do? What is it going to cost you? Where will this end up? But I also do not blame people. Maybe you said heartbreak. Heartbreak is not the only reason why people want to be single. No, please don't say that.
Okay.
Some people want to be single because their character cannot be able to suit into other people's character. Because about character alignment. If you meet me now, you want to spend the rest of your life. You want to spend the rest of your life with my character, not just with my pocket, not with my emotions. There are a lot of things also that how do I relate to people? How do I respond to things? How do I manage pressure and all that? Am I easily saturated? Am I easily satisfied? Because that's what happened to some people. They can't align with people. They can't stay with people. They are good for the go-go. You take them out for party and all that, and then you have a nice time with them. But you cannot spend your life with them. And that's the problem. But because the society has already started putting pressure on us that you have to align with somebody, you have to stay with somebody, they also want to get married. But their kind of character that they develop is not the character that we align with
anybody.
And then when this happens, you think it's a heartbreak. No, heartbreak is just an outcome of the circumstances that has taken place. Because we all say the sudden, heartbreak is, your character couldn't align. Let's look at it that way. This person you choose could not tolerate you. You find out when you're growing up, when you were in school, there are some people that when you offend them, they can easily forgive you.
Yes, they can.
But there are some people that they will hold it, and when they see you,
Even after you're out.
That's where it comes in. Why? What's the difference? It's what we call love, what we call understanding, what we call toleration, and all that. So if you decide to be a single parent, that's okay. Maybe because age is telling on the person, and we also know that a woman also, I don't want to say a shell life, but it's somehow true. Because science teaches us that there's a parameter between when the eggs start coming out and when it terminates. So some ladies, when they look at their that exit point, and they're panicking. And he said, well, look, instead of staying childless, okay, what if I hit menopause at the age of 40? Because these days it's dropping and it's coming.
It's dropping.
What if I hit menopause at the age of 40? What do I do? Must I stay like this? And I need my own baby. And because maybe this person is also looking at, I want to nurse a child. I want my old age to be like this and that. So there's nothing bad in that. Then depending on the way you choose to go about it, especially when it comes to society. Okay? I don't want to be lonely. I don't want to be... It's okay. You want to do that. Some tradition also, some culture in Nigeria, even in Africa, accepts that. But there are some culture that does not accept that. If you do it, you either spend your old age, I don't know, but it's especially when you don't have a male child. And you know what we're talking about. I don't want to mention names. But there are some cultures and tradition that doesn't accept it. If you do not have a male child, it's a problem. If you have a male child also out of wedlock, they begin to ask for the father. This person cannot get an inheritance family. You understand? Then you have to settle. But also, we are developing very fast where you can decide to migrate from here and live in Abuja. That's the thing. So what I'm trying to say is that whatever you decide to do, whether as a single parent, there are consequences.
Yeah.
And what is the consequence? One of the consequences is that raising up your child and then having to, depending on the society where you come from or the community where you come from, maybe you have to disconnect yourself from your people and all that because of questions that will come. Then the stigma also that will come. Then they will start calling names and all that. That is it. The lady that just experimented, the Nollywood star that just experimented, we don't know how the end is going to look like, and we don't know what she's going through. And then the social media has been configured to that point where people don't tell you exactly what they're passing. So what I'm saying is that there is a consequence. But I still think if it permits, get married. If you can.
Okay, if
but
you can.
Cannot, that's also another route. But also be ready to go through the societal discrimination, stigma, and all that. But you can also manage it. It's manageable.
Okay.
Let me just ask the stigma, especially for people. Okay, we're talking about single ones now, but those who are married will go through it. Because they have a partner, I don't think the stigma. People are not looking at it, especially when you've waited for such a long time, and the only option you have is, going for a sperm bank or going through IVF to get pregnant. Now, back to what we're talking about. I watched a movie, and it talks about, brought about 4 or 5 women. One divorced because the husband wanted to move on. The other one had to go for an IVF. She decided to go, to a sperm bank on everything. She's a corporate professional lawyer who just wanted her life to continue. She doesn't need any man, just like you said. Maybe she's not ready to take in anybody's, naughty nature. I just it's my world. I don't want any man to be by me and all that. Now, it got to a stage in the process of that young girl that came from that childhood. The childhood of that young girl got to a stage that she was becoming naughty. And anytime the mother talks, she will like, excuse me, Mom, you're never there for me. All you do is buy me all the gifts I want, everything. As a young child, I don't think she was, I think between 8 and 10. And she was like talking back to her mom that, I don't see you. You are never there. Now, no father, no help, that takes care of her. The mom is always busy because she is a lawyer. Remember I said that. Now, the later effect of this, how does it, how is it managed? How do you think it can be managed? Because some of these kids don't see a father like their other friends in school. They go to school, it's only the mom or the driver that will drop them. But when there are special events, the mom may show up, but they're like, there is no father. And sometimes they do have issues, with their friends in school. Where is your daddy? See, my own daddy is here.
Just kids.
And kids, they are just saying it to like, where is your dad? Why is your dad not there? So what can we say regarding the after effects of doing this alone? What do you think?
Okay, thank you for that question. Let me look at it this way. Parenting is a job with dual head. It's like that. It's a responsibility for 2 people most times. But if you decide to go it all alone, you also have to be ready again to shoulder this. Why bring a child into the world when you will not be able to take care of this child? Like the child you're talking about, I even feel the pain as you are saying it and confronting the mother. Now, let me tell you this, it's not only single parent that does that. There are some people I call lazy parents, reckless parents.
Where you
they
have
the joy of bringing children into the world, but they don't have time to be there for those children. Especially maybe they up and doing they want, they are sources. They contract it out. Some even give it to contract housekeepers and all that. So what I'm trying to say in essence is that if you want to do that, that's why I said you count the cost. You sit down and count the cost. This child will need you. After all the career, there is a time it comes to an end. Your career comes to an end, but family life continues. Okay, and you see, your child is who you're bringing into the world. You are given to the world, and you're preparing this child. Are you going to be there? So you have to also, in fact, your child is a part of your career. Out of your 24 hours, you have to break it even. Then you don't have to sacrifice the time you're going to spend for the child.
Yeah.
Your child is a part of your life, so you have to be there. Or else you bring up a child who, especially in that what we're seeing in some part of the world, I don't want to mention names, where you see single parent and tomorrow you see the boy trying to behave like the woman, because that's what he has
seen all his life.
Some mom dressing, some mom putting on this, putting on that,
Yeah.
and then you see a boy who is trying to struggle to become a man, while some of them are the luggages that you pick up from single parents.
From single parents.
Yes. You see a boy dressing like a man, and you see a man dressing like a woman, and all that. Some of these things, if you go through it because of their slave history, coming out from slavery, then during the slave time, we also find out that, you see, the farmers will purchase the men, the male slaves, and mate them with their female slaves.
Yeah.
The female slaves are always there to bear children, and when they are tired of the male slaves, they sell them out again. So he made the black community, they don't have that sense of belonging. They can migrate. That's why they use that word, mother this, mother that. So you understand. So this is a society that is also struggling for help. So what I'm trying to say in a sense is that if that happens, you have to give time to do that. But if you don't, just know that you're creating a problem which could outlive you. This is a problem. The black community in that country I'm talking about, today, you see most single parents, most women, you know, having children from different men. And you see, when you are a single parent also, you have to also, if you're a woman and you decide to date, bring your men into the house, then you have to also consider about the innocency of this child. Because there are some certain things that children cannot process at a particular age. And when they see it, because they learn by observation and your actions and inactions teach them much more. And some of the people are so selfish that he says, after all, I don't have my life to live. But you also have a child to protect. The innocence of that child you should protect. So bringing in different people into the house, today you tell them this one is Uncle Gidi, tomorrow this one is Uncle Jones, tomorrow this one is this. That's not fair. And some men also are so reckless that when they know they're dating a single mother, they also do not care about the children of the children. So I think also a part of adulting, what they say adulting, is also to be able to protect the younger ones who are coming at your back. Because once a child cries, it means our generation is prolonged. We have a future. We are headed somewhere. So it doesn't have to be the person that brought up the child that will be able to, even though we are trying to partition these things these days and take responsibility. So what I'm trying to say in essence is that to raise up a child or raise up children demands two. But if you're going to go it alone, please go it well and choose to be there for these children.
Okay, go it alone and choose to be there for the children. Let's go on our word of marvel. We'll be right back. From that word of marvel, we're trying to have a background conversation still on this topic, because trust me, it's a very deep conversation. I'm going to collide two questions in one. And now the first one is, at what point should a single parent who by choice decided to be a single parent, then you now feel like, I want a man, I've gotten a child, but now I want to be in a relationship. At what point do you introduce that relationship into the child at home? And then secondly, how do you deal with individual stigmatization on that child you have brought and on yourself? Remember, we live in a society where so many people start tracing. We are fond of tracing. They want to get married. They want to trace your pattern. And then from nowhere, you just met your parents and say, no, this is a donor. No, this is a product of a donor. I went to the bank and picked this one. You know, so how do we deal with that? How do that child grow up realizing that I don't have any trace? Like, I can't trace my father anywhere. And then the first question, at what point do you introduce, you decide that, okay, loneliness, I'm done, I have a child of my own, let's start. At what point do you introduce your partner to your kids?
Okay, thank you very much. I want to start with the first question.
Okay.
Let me
please.
do that. Relationship is very beautiful. They call it cleaving. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Bonding. Is that correct?
Bonding, yeah.
Most times, if you have ever tested it, you want to continue. It's very beautiful.
Yeah.
It is a life of shared responsibility. It's a life of being cared for. It is a life, you know, you are in a part of the world, you're struggling over something, you're not alone. Somebody thinks about you, and it's not thinking about you because of what they would get from you and all that. It's a wonderful experience. That's why it's very wonderful. Let me say that. But that's why people jump out and they jump in again. But then there's a problem there. Most times, if you want to, you said, okay, I want to settle down with a man, and I want to do this, and I want to do that, I want to settle down with a woman. At what point do you bring them? At the point you are very sure that this friendship, you know, it starts as friendship, right? That this friendship has gone through some phases, and you're very, very sure that this friendship is headed somewhere, because you're bringing in your children to be a part of this relationship. It's at the point that you are sure. Now, when I say you are sure, that means there is a process of making decisions that has gone through phases. First, from the meeting. Second, to the understanding of both each other. Third, to the platform where you begin to share responsibilities. Fourth, where the commitment now comes deep. You know this person really wants you. Not a relationship you want to stay. There are some relationships I just staying under the umbrella. You know, staying at the bus stop. There's some relationship like that. Please don't call that. Don't take these children into it.
Okay.
When you are not very sure of where you are headed with this person, don't, because the children are going to ask you questions. And if they don't ask you questions, you owe them explanation also. Depending also on the stage where they are. If the children are still in their teens and all that, they're also very fast these days. They will ask you, Mommy, who is Uncle James? Why am I using James too much? Okay, Mommy,
And I say, why have I not
maybe read them.
Why have I not seen this person for a long time? Yeah.
So you have to save these children. You are the one making this whole decision.
Confuse them.
So you don't confuse them. There are some dating or some relationship you'll be having, it will end outside the gate, outside the street. These children must not.
Yeah.
When you are not yet sure.
Especially when you have a smart kid.
Some people again, they want you to take them home. You know,
Now you get it and they want to meet everything.
You have to
put a barrier.
You have to also properly evaluate. That's what I call. Do I call it a secret evaluation?
No, proper
evaluation of this same thing.
Well,
some people are in a relationship because of the bed is sweet. Some people are in a relationship because he's giving me money. Some people are in a relationship because the man is kind to me.
And some are ignorant.
And some are totally ignorant. I just need somebody by my side. Why are you in this relationship? You should be able to answer that question when you close the door. Answer it. Why are you in this relationship? Where is this relationship headed to? Okay, what will come out of this relationship? How am I supposed to? You understand? If you bring a man home and you notice that this man, seeing your children goes cold, or you bring a woman home, she goes cold, that means this person is only struggling to be a part of those children, and you have observed this thing for a long time. You should pay attention to this. You understand? So at the point you are very sure that this relationship, that the children, the platform is strong enough that the children actually can come in, that's when you are supposed to bring the person home. You also know that this person also wants to be a part of your family. Not that this person is interested in your job. You know, there's some relationship that take place in the workspace.
Yes.
You know, that relationship is not love, it's actually availability.
Yes.
And whenever it goes through a little tension, it breaks.
It breaks.
I normally warn people about, or the one that takes place because the street, you guys are living together.
Yes.
So this is a terrible.
Yes.
So if you want to, I wish we had enough. If you are not sure of where you are headed with this person in this relationship, please don't get the children involved. Protect the children. Please. It's not about what you want now. There are also stakeholders in your life, in your relationship, and in your whatever you want to enter into. And one thing I always tell people, please don't be in a relationship because the bed is good. It's terrible. It's terrible. Totally terrible.
Don't be in a relationship because the bed is good. I love that. It's not all about the bed, my dear. There is much more. One thing got to wale nye for oju eje lo.
Okay, now we are lost.
What is on that?
Nǹkan tó wà lẹ́yìn ọ̀fà ojú èje lọ.
Okay, please tell me.
What is behind 6 is more than 7.
Okay.
You understand? Yeah. Okay, now I want to ask you. Now I was talking with Remy yesterday. I was saying Africa. This is family and values, irrespective. You're watching us from London, from America, from South Africa, from anywhere. We have Nigeria all over the world, and we want our value, our culture, our tradition to be remembered, to be put in place. No matter how far you have gone, still remember this is your culture. This is where you have come from. Like the Indians, anywhere they go, Their culture is still their culture. So that's why family value is all about what we believe in, irrespective of what you experience all over the world. Now, I want to ask, in Africa and the society at large, how welcome is this single parenting? You know, I will need to ask that.
Demanded for a drink.
No, don't worry. I have a drink. We have a drink for you. We have a drink for you. Don't worry. You just see, it's not cold. It's just
don't worry,
very
don't worry.
room temperature. So it's what you know.
Say
So how welcome is this single parenting? Because like you said, you know, I have counseled people in that regard. They're like, Olori, how do you see? That is the best thing. Don't go beyond what you cannot handle, because by the time you start allowing strange men or strange women in the midst or before your children, number one, they see you as someone who is not, you know, who doesn't have a stable choice. And they see you, by the time they say, no wonder, I remember when I was small, this one will come. Uncle, children, they remember many things. It start coming like a flash. I used to remember, my mom and that man went out the room. Wow. And by the time they get to their teen age, you say it's very difficult for you to control them, because you have lost that respect. That value they would have given to you as a mother, even though there was no father or there is no father. So how welcoming is this in our own, you know, in the society, our culture and our background, tradition?
Okay, I will say this to you. There are very few cultures in Africa that were able to capture single parenting ideology. And you know, culture is just like, tradition and culture is like constitution, unspoken constitution. Most times they are not written, they are oral, they are verbal. But they are standing there. It's not discussed, but everybody knows everybody what we are agreeing on doing, and that's how we do it.
That's it.
For Igbo society in the southeast, you find out that when you're a girl child, having a child outside marriage is a problem. A very serious problem. Except when they do it with authority of the family. They don't have a child and all that. They want their daughter not to get. They also have that.
Not to get
married. And so then also in the southwest also something similar like that. So our society has not really captured. They didn't capture it very well. Our tradition did not capture it well. That's why the stigma comes in. They didn't capture it very, very well.
How well do you think they should have captured it?
You see, okay, let me say this. Culture and tradition seem so rigid that you cannot shift them. But today, again, we are beginning to, unlike the English constitution and the law and the national state constitution, and, you know, we review per time. So, but we're also beginning to have some obas and some kings. And some obis and all that, Ezes, who are now beginning to review some of these things. Yes, and beginning, because of the time that we are in, because of the things that we are facing. So there is stigma. That's what I said. Some people, they become single parent. They disconnect themselves from their families. They disconnect themselves from their communities and their society. These things are there. Some will stay abroad. The reason that they are not coming back is because of that. And some want to come back, but let their children be able to pass
through a particular stage.
But like you said something again, where the children will begin to attack the mom. Yes, that's why we saw you with Susan. Some children are like that. But let me say this to you. I always say this. I might be wrong, it's okay. But most times, the outcome of a child is dependent on the input of the parents. Take this to the bank. The outcome of a child is dependent on the input of the parents. There are many factors that help us to form our value system, form our character. One of them is environmental factors. Another one is the academic, what we see, you know, what we read and all that. And that's where the media comes in. Then another one, the environmental and the society is the same. Do you understand? Then they talk about, the psychologists will tell you about the genetic inputs. You know, there are some certain things that you have to transport from one gene to another gene and all that. These things are the three major factors which I think are very important. But among all of them, the predominant one is the environmental, the society factor. And that's why when you have an issue in the medical field, they'll begin to ask you the history, where you're coming from. Did your father suffer? They're looking at the genetic factor to the contribution of who you are. Now, the one I want to talk about is environmental, the inputs, the training factor, the society. What do you allow these children? You don't give children toy and expect them to behave like you. You're already shifting their culture. When you give them the media, they are hooked up to the media. They spend most time on the media.
Yeah.
Tomorrow you see your child putting a boy opening the nose to put. The society might like it. You might also say, oh, no, that's how this. No. I believe it's an input. So what I'm trying to say in essence is that if you see a man who eventually loses his children to the society, and the children comes up tomorrow and start abusing you, you were not there. If you were there, you never prepared them for what they were going to see. Before a child leaves the house, if you look at your child, this child is not actually good enough to be on his own independently. Please don't put him in a boarding house. And do not allow him to leave the house very early. Prepare children for leaving them into the society. Like in where I come from, we have 4 stratas that a child should go through before he becomes a man. These things are there. You understand? You have the let me not disturb us. Let me not move. So, but these things are, the stigmatization is there, but you have to prepare your child. You have to put in the programs into them. I do not believe that I should challenge my mom if I understood that she went through difficulties bringing us up, because the society threw her, or she found herself as a single parent. I should be able to bear with her. But when you see the child turning, and I saw one video the other day where the child was hitting the mom and all that. What do you call that? And everybody was beating her, but it's her own. She did it. A child who talks back at you anyhow it might be a bully tomorrow. You understand?
Yes.
And again, what I would see, bringing up a child is a very big task. You have to reach out to different departments of this child. You have to also help them to understand how to deal with money. You have to also help them in processing the decision about the other opposite sex. What does a man think when he's coming to a girl? The niceness of a woman is easily misinterpreted as a sexual gesture.
Yes.
And she might not be on her, she might not be very careful to watch it and know, before you know, the guy bulldozes. And every woman is a pawn in the face of the kind of a man that she likes and she loves. Am I making it?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. A lot of
because of our time.
But then before we round up, I want to, you made a point, preparing children, and you said something that if you know that this particular child is not ready for the boarding school, don't send. I've seen single parents send kids to boarding school, and this is what I have seen, simply because they want to have their freedom. And so they bundle a child who has no business in boarding school and they send. I want you to be emphatic on that point as you're giving your advice. Make them understand that wanting your own time does not mean you should carry a child, because that child comes back. I had a case where the mother had to call. Why? Because the child went to boarding school, had started puberty and started having odor. And friends said, don't worry, because you don't have a boyfriend. You've not started. When you have a boyfriend, it starts chewing, the odor will go. She was lucky because the girl spoke to her and said, and she had to withdraw. I said, so why did you send in the first place? Assuming that child was not the spoken type, imagine what would have happened to a 9-year-old girl, simply because the mother felt like she's a single mom.
My friends' children.
You guys go. I want to have that freedom. Oh, that 3 months holiday, just go. And even when they come back for holidays, you're sending them to one auntie's place or the other. So please, really
just round it up in 60 seconds,
Thank you.
If you can.
Yes, please.
Seems as if we started like Okay, like I said, single parenting is very tasking. If you choose to be a single parent by choice, it's important. Check the responsibilities. Evaluate the task the demand is going to make on you. Don't just jump into it because you just want to be a single parent, because you're selfish with your time and you don't want to take responsibility. You don't want to be responsible to anybody, because what happens to some people is that they want to be single parent because they don't want to be accountable to anybody. Now, some are too lazy that they don't want to take responsibility for anything
at all.
They think being a single parent is like an open check, where you do whatever you want to do and all that, and where you keep having different men visiting you and all that. So if you want to be a single parent, please count the cost. If you are bringing a child in, the child must share from your time. You are going to take responsibility for this child. you don't have to be selfish about it. It's not about you now. It's about you and your children. You have to also pay the sacrifice. It demands that. Now, another thing again I want to bring in is this. If you have 2 children, if as a mother, you've had children, and you find out that you have 2 children, 3 children, are you aware that no matter how linked these children are to each other, they are not the same? There are individuals with individual view, approach to life, consideration, personalities, and blooming, their period of blooming. So if you have a child that needs more attention, don't use a uniform, one straight jacket and say, my children leave the house when they're 5, and this one is going to leave too. No, please pay attention to that child. The child might be different from the rest. So it's also about the parent trying to understand who I gave birth to. Who is this child? Some children don't even need to leave the house even while they're 15, 16, 17. Pay attention to this child. Because you're preparing a product, and when you're baking cake, all the cake don't cut off
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
I want to say a big thank you to Gordon Robinson
Thank you.
for joining us this morning. And I quickly had to put that down. You must count the cost if you want to be a single parent. And I remember there was a time, if you cannot pay the rent, you can't be a parent. So if you cannot do the work of 2 because you are now shortchanging yourself, please don't dare, because the future of these children are very important. Thank you once again. So on that note, I want to say a big thank you to everyone who has joined us this morning. Like we say, please go to our social media platform, go as much as possible to follow us and share with your family and friends. My name is Remain Olori Adejoke Adambi David. Hope to see you tomorrow. Have a splendid day ahead of you. Bye for now.
Okay, yes, when you have conversations and discussions like this that are in depth, you really don't want your guests to go, but time is not always our friend. That's why you need to go on our social media platform to have shared the videos on your WhatsApp platform, on your church group. Please, this is not the time to say share 10 people, God will bless you, or more.
Church.
Share it and let people hear. They need to listen to this conversation. Okay, tomorrow is Wednesday and we will be discussing, are married couples better than single parents? Now that's another angle we are going to take it from. Are married couples better than single parents? We'll be having that conversation tomorrow with our guests, trying to take us through that narrative, because there's been a lot happening in that space. The married women don't want to mingle with the single parent. Tomorrow we are going to go into that conversation to really have a clear knowledge of what is happening around there. Thank you for being a part of the show this morning. My name still remains Princess Joy Abu. I didn't forget the princess. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a splendid Tuesday. Bye.